Ask Tom on Home Show.
Lawrence from Bel Air, Texas has a question about a doorbell disconnect.
Yeah, his cover plate has no place to go, Tom. Lawrence writes to us, our doorbell cover plate is attached by 2 screws to our brick exterior. That's pretty standard. One of the screws has pulled away from the brick, and enough brick has crumbled from the screw hole that the screw has nothing to dig into. Is there some kind of caulk or similar product that can fill in that hole to support a screw and keep his doorbell where it belongs, Tom?
Yeah, believe it or not, depending on the size, so I'm going to give him 2 options. It's called a little piece of wood. Now, if it's just wallowed out enough
hold on a second. Hold on a minute. This is a technical term. Little piece of wood. Okay,
little piece of wood. And some Elmer's glue, too. But we'll get to the technique here in a second. If it's a little tiny hole, you need a little piece of wood. If it happened to be a great big hole, which I don't think it is, because a doorbell screw is just a little tiny screw. So I have a feeling it just wallowed out enough to where it has nothing to grab onto. What you do is you take wooden matchsticks and you dip them in Elmer's glue, stick it in the hole, and break it off. If one will go in and fill the hole, then just go ahead and do that. Let the glue dry, and then drive the screw right into the wooden matchstick. It'll stay there until you pull it back out again, or the matchstick finally just dissolves into the air, which would be years and years and years from now. If it's bigger, what you can do is you actually drill a hole into the brick, a clean hole with a masonry bit, and you take a little wooden dowel, a piece of hardwood dowel. You can buy them at the store. All you need is a little piece. Cut it, put the glue on there, and just tap it into the hole, let it set. And then with a hardwood dowel, you might want to drill a very tiny starter hole with a little tiny drill bit, and then go ahead and set the screw in it. It'll be behind the cover plate. You won't see it, and it'll hold the screw forever. You can do that technique with the matchsticks and any kind of wood. Let's say you have a cabinet door in your kitchen, and that screw just won't go in, and it just keeps coming out. It has nothing to grab onto. Take some matchsticks or some toothpicks and stick them in that hole, fill that hole up, break them off with that they stick in the glue and stick in the hole. And then you drive that screw in there. The glue will set, it'll hold forever. It's a simple way to fix what seems like a major problem.
When you put something in like a doorbell or we had flagpoles that we hung on our bricks on the front of the house, and the brick, and there's something about that flag thing and the brick just didn't get along, and we finally, we have no idea how we're going to get them to stay up because they kept pulling away from the brick. You don't go into the grout in between. You're going to attach to the brick itself. Isn't that right when you're putting something up like that?
Usually when you do something like that, and you're going to use a lead anchor, which gives you a really good bond. But flagpoles are a little animal in themselves because you have this pole that sits at an angle off of whether it's wood, it seems simple enough, but it's on this angle, and then you can have this wind blowing and pulling on this thing and whipping that thing around.
It's the weirdest thing.
It is not they make them look when they sell these little packets in the store. Oh, you could just put it anywhere.
Put it right up on the brick.
Quite frankly, if you don't have something solid to put a good wood screw into the framing behind it, don't do it.
Okay.
Not a flagpole. A little number that says, number 12 for the house number.
Right.
It sits right against the brick.
Hold on. Pump the brakes.
It's not hanging out there.
Pump the brakes a minute. So you're saying that what we probably want to do is get some sort of wood panel that we put on the brick and this thing attached to that, and then you anchor that panel to the brick around it. Is that what you're saying, Tom?
Yes, you could do that. Why did you come up with that idea, Charlie? But remember this.
As you would say, Tom, I'm not going there.
Okay. And I don't go down that road.
Why.
That's right. But that would have been a better solution. And if you really are serious about being there a long time, I would have put panel adhesive or construction adhesive behind that piece of wood, stuck it to the brick, and then anchored it with 4 screws or bolts or what kind of anchors you're going to use. And then you can drive that flagpole because that's a lot of torque.
Good idea. Got a question?
Yes.
Go ahead and click on the Ask Tom button. Fill out that form and send it in. And you can help make things happy around your house, too. We answer your questions every day. Tom loves to do this, as you can tell, and we love doing it with him, and that's why we post a new one every day at HomeShowRadio.com, our Facebook page, our YouTube channel. We just love that you like watching them.